Thank you for inviting me to talk about disregard among societies. My name is Didace Kamana, and I'm a Catholic priest. I've been a priest for 17 years. Most of my time as a priest, I spent my years in the US, in Washington, D.C. and Chicago, mainly for studies, and a few years in New Zealand, Dunedin at the University of Otago, while I was completing my PhD in peace and conflict studies. And that's the journey of my education. I was privileged to have a chance to travel and attend international conferences in Rome, Brussels, Switzerland, Geneva, among many places in the world. So what I learned was how you meet people and how you feel comfortable with the people, some receiving you, others discriminating you, but still remaining yourself, remaining myself. Yeah. So my experience in living in different cultures, mainly I live in the United States, which is known as a racist country, and especially the city of Chicago, which is known as divides, white versus black. But what I learned was you meet people who can be racist, other can be nice. But what I learned was to, as I said, to remain who I am. I know who I am. Discrimination does not kill who you are, does not take away your identity and who you want to be and aspire to be. But also, each individual's discrimination or racism is not only white, black. So among black people, you can meet people who discriminate each other. We see the example in Rwanda. So Rwandans killed each other. That's discrimination among folks who seem to have the same identities. And I saw even discrimination among white people, rich women versus men. So you have some folks who are sexism. This can discriminate people because of gender or sex, or discrimination in social status. Someone is poor, is middle class, is rich, he can be discriminated. Those boundaries and divisions, you can see them among different societies. Yeah, it's not white, black. And also, when I was conducting my research in Kenya, I went to main remote, bad neighborhood in Nairobi. It's not, no, sorry for the term, not bad, but discriminated neighborhood, emerging neighborhood or remote neighborhood in Nairobi. So I was staying in the Karen, which is a prestigious place, while going to do my research in the slums. I went to Islay, I went to Dandora, I went to Krogocho, I went different, Kibra, I went different places where poor people are discriminated by the rich ones. But Islay was special because it's mainly made by Somali Muslims, Kenyan Somali, at the same time Somali refugees living in Kenya, in Nairobi. But what I learned, I asked my friend to accompany me to the area for my interviews, for my research. You know what he told me? He said, I don't like that place, it's always crowded. But the body language and the way I saw him, it was actually, it's not the place which is crowded, it's the people who are living here he hates. So when I reached the place, it was such amazing. You see Muslims wearing all kind of stuff, but my interaction with them, I was a Christian, I was a Catholic priest, interacting with the Muslim, both the women and men, was such incredible. So our interaction was not based on religion, it was based on our humanity as human beings. They were willing to share with me a lot of information in my research. They were willing to offer me something to eat and drink. We had that kind of wonderful interaction, not based on religion. I really feel sad when people think Muslims are bad, Muslims are terrorists, Muslims are radical. No. So Christian can be radical too, can be bad too. So you can't just narrow and label people according to their religion, to their color, to their race, to their identity. We find good people and bad people. Yeah, so to me, that was incredible. And another experience I had in New Zealand, when I went to New Zealand is known as a peaceful country, but still you have those societies. People have been discriminated and disregarded, labeled as bad people. Most I lived in South Dunedin, where is the poorest place in New Zealand. Yeah, mainly, when they say South Dunedin, when you read South Dunedin is the poorest place in New Zealand. And I worked with these people, poor people. They are discriminated because they are poor. They are discriminated because that place was received Syrian refugees, who are mainly Syrian and Muslims. But this place is labeled as poor, as dangerous. And I also talked to many Maori communities, the Maori communities are the native New Zealanders, which received most Europeans who came to colonize the place. Yeah, but to see their culture, how they are welcoming, even if they are discriminated. My first time to go to New Zealand, I went to the Marae, which is the place where you are welcomed to New Zealand. But I saw their culture, their attentive listening, their welcoming way. It was such an amazing experience, So what I found out is every society has issues, and those issues can lead to discrimination. Among those issues, there is discrimination. People are discriminated because of their genders. Those who are sexist, they can easily label people and hate them. People can be discriminated according to their color. So you can be discriminated because you are black, you are whatever. In the US, you are Latino. I was naive actually when I came from Africa. I thought everybody brown is white. So when I went to America, I used to tease Americans that they taught me to be racist. Because in Africa, even you are black, you look lighter, they will call you Muzungu, which means a white person. And when I went there, I was able to know, this person is the Latino. No, he's from Mexico, he's from Argentina. They call Latinos. And I could distinguish, this is the Jewish. I didn't know before. This is, it's kind of interesting to see those societies, how people label each other. So you are in America, this is American, Italian American, this is Polish American, this is Japanese American. To me, even Chinese would say white. So, but when I went there, I thought, this should be Chinese. So, how society can label each other and how some category of people can be labeled as bad people and be discriminated. And when there is that kind of discrimination, it leads to hatred and to harm. So when people are labeled, are dehumanized, when you are discriminated, you become dehumanized. When you are dehumanized, someone will harm you, justifying why he has rights to harm you, which is really dangerous. So if you dehumanize an Arab person or a black person as a subhuman, as things, not subject, will lead to kill someone, will lead to hate someone, will lead to harm someone. So that's why we need to humanize. So, yeah. So, my research now, I am very interested in Ubuntu philosophy, which means I am because you are, which was really promoted very much by Desmond Tutu, Bishop Desmond Tutu from South Africa, which he said, when you'd humanize me, you'd humanize yourself. Because my humanity is tied to yours. So a person is capable to harm his fellow human being, he harmed already himself. So that philosophy is really important, to know wherever we travel, the people we meet, they are first human beings. And then they will come, let alone black or white or Christian or Muslim or whatever they want. But our first identity, our first relationship is to be human. When you are a good human being, indeed you become a good Christian. You become a good Muslim. You become a good white. You become a good black. Whatever color nomination you may name it. But humanity is important to all of us. So every humankind can smile, can laugh, can be sad, can be hungry, can be happy, can get old, and can die. That's a reality. Even if you want or no, even if you are rich, you will die. You can become sad, you can become happy. You are vulnerable. So our humanity leads us to know who we are as vulnerable, and then we can care for one another. So that's meaning of Ubuntu philosophy, which means really humanity towards others. So if my humanity is towards you, indeed your humanity is towards me. It's easy reflection, but it's not easy to practice. But when people can really understand who we are as human beings, war will end, discrimination will end, all these harms, genocide will end, If Israelis know that Palestinians are human beings like them, they could not go and bomb the whole city of Gaza. If Palestinians know that Jews are human beings, they could not also harm Jewish people. So to me, we have lost our humanity. So because our selfishness, make us blame, and then we forgot our relationship as human beings. Yeah. I think it is to not allow someone space or take away someone's dignity. Yeah. Because if you disregard me, if you dehumanize me, you are not considered me as a human being, as your fellow human being. So you are taking my human rights, you are taking away my dignity, and you are taking away who I am. So I think we should really look at each other as human beings. Being poor doesn't mean I am subhuman. Or being man doesn't mean that women are subhumans. So I think it's what we want to learn. So because that, people think that I'm a man, a woman is subhuman, doesn't have rights, doesn't have dignity. But when you have this understanding to say, who I am, I will be a nice person, I will be a wonderful human being as I consider others to be so, to be human beings, to have dignity and respect. Because disregard or discrimination is to lose, it's not have respect for your fellow. I think respect is important, and consideration, inclusion, to say I need you as you need me.